Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on an incredible journey back in time to a place shrouded in legend, power, and ancient marvels. Babylon, the Gate of the Gods. Get ready to uncover the secrets of one of history's most iconic empires, from its humble beginnings to its legendary downfall. This is a story that shaped civilizations, influenced religions, and still echoes through our world today. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive into the heart of Mesopotamia. Our story begins not with towering walls or magnificent temples, but with the land itself. Imagine a place where two mighty rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, carved a fertile crescent through an otherwise arid landscape. This extraordinary region, often called the cradle of civilization, was a gift from nature. Here, early humans learned to harness the river's bounty, transforming wild grasses into agriculture and building the very first permanent settlements. This wasn't just farming, it was the birth of a new way of life. With surplus food, people could specialize, leading to the invention of writing, the development of complex social structures, and ultimately the rise of the first true cities. It was in this incredibly dynamic and innovative environment that the seeds of Babylon were first sown, laying the groundwork for a civilization that would one day become a beacon of power and innovation, a true center of the ancient world. This cradle wasn't just a physical place. It was an incubator for human progress, setting the stage for everything that would follow. Now let's fast forward to Babylon's first golden age under the legendary King Hammurabi. This wasn't just any king. Hammurabi was a visionary who understood the importance of order and justice in a sprawling empire. His most famous legacy? The Code of Hammurabi. Imagine walking through an ancient city and seeing these laws, 282 of them, carved in towering stone stelae for all to read. This wasn't just a set of rules, it was a revolutionary concept. For the first time, a society was governed by a written public legal system, not just the arbitrary whims of a ruler. When you hear an eye for an eye, it often sounds brutal to modern ears. But in its historical context, it was a profound step towards justice. It meant that punishment should fit the crime, establishing proportionality and preventing endless blood feuds. It was a foundation for legal precedent, ensuring that everyone, from noble to commoner, theoretically understood the consequences of their actions. Hammurabi's code represented a colossal leap in human governance, laying down principles that continue to influence legal systems across the globe even today. It was about creating a stable, predictable society, a true testament to Babylonian ingenuity. Centuries later, Babylon would rise again, reaching new heights of splendor and power under the Neo-Babylonian Empire. And nothing, absolutely nothing, symbolizes this era better than the magnificent Ishtar Gate. Close your eyes and picture it. A monumental arched gateway, shimmering in deep blue glazed bricks, adorned with vibrant golden reliefs of lions, bulls, and dragons. This wasn't just an entrance, it was a dazzling portal dedicated to Ishtar, the goddess of love, war, and fertility. As you passed through it, you would walk along the processional way, flanked by these mythical guardians, feeling the immense power and sacredness of the city. King Nebuchadnezzar II, who commissioned this architectural marvel, understood perfectly how to use art and engineering to project divine and absolute authority. The Ishtar Gate wasn't just beautiful, it was a statement. It screamed power, wealth, and a direct connection to the heavens. It was designed to awe and intimidate, to leave an indelible impression on anyone who approached Babylon. Today, parts of the reconstructed gate stand proudly in the Pergamon Museum, giving us a breathtaking glimpse into this ancient wonder. Speaking of wonders, our next stop takes us into one of the most enigmatic legends of the ancient world, The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Were they real? Were they a towering terraced paradise, verdant with exotic plants, built high above the city? The story goes that King Nebuchadnezzar II constructed this marvel for his homesick queen, Amytis, who longed for the green hills of her homeland. Imagine the engineering feat required, lifting water to such heights, creating an artificial mountain of greenery in the middle of a desert. For centuries, historians and archaeologists have debated their existence. Some sources describe them vividly, while others remain silent. Was it a real feat of Babylonian ingenuity, a testament to their advanced hydraulic engineering and architectural prowess? Or was it a powerful poetic fiction, a symbol of unimaginable luxury and technical brilliance that captured the ancient imagination and endured through time? Regardless of whether they were a physical reality or a legendary ideal, the Hanging Gardens certainly symbolize Babylonian ambition, their desire to conquer nature, and their reputation for creating extraordinary, almost magical urban landscapes. They continue to captivate us, a beautiful mystery whispering tales of ancient opulence. But even the most powerful kings can succumb to the weight of their own greatness. Let's delve into a fascinating and chilling psychological portrait, the madness of Nebuchadnezzar. While his reign saw Babylon reach its zenith, ancient texts, particularly the biblical book of Daniel, tell a dramatic story of his descent. It describes a king so consumed by pride, so convinced of his own godlike status, that he was struck down by divine punishment. He was said to have lost his sanity, living like an animal, eating grass, his hair growing like eagle's feathers, and his nails like birds' claws, until he acknowledged the sovereignty of a higher power. This isn't just a tale of mental illness, it's a powerful narrative about hubris and humility. Whether interpreted as a literal event, a metaphor for psychological collapse, or a literary device to convey a moral lesson, this story profoundly shaped the perception of Nebuchadnezzar and, by extension, Babylon. It marked the city not just as a place of grandeur, but also as a symbol of towering arrogance and the inevitable fall that follows. It's a reminder that even absolute power can be fragile, and that even the mightiest can be brought to their knees. Finally, we arrive at an event that dramatically cemented Babylon's fearsome reputation, particularly in the Western world: the siege and destruction of Jerusalem. This wasn't just a geopolitical conflict, it was a clash of faiths and cultures that had profound and lasting consequences. In the early 6th century BCE, Nebuchadnezzar's mighty Babylonian war machine turned its attention to the kingdom of Judah. The brutal siege of Jerusalem culminated in the razing of the first temple, Solomon's temple, a sacred place of immense spiritual significance. Imagine the terror, the loss, as its holy treasures were plundered and its people led away in chains. This wasn't just a military victory for Babylon, it was a catastrophic event that became a defining moment for the Jewish people, sparking the Babylonian exile. This act, chronicled vividly in biblical texts, transformed the Babylonian Empire into an instrument of biblical prophecy and a symbol of divine judgment. It forever etched Babylon into the collective memory as a force of overwhelming, destructive power, leaving an indelible mark on religious history and shaping narratives for millennia to come. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour through the incredible history of Babylon, from its fertile beginnings to its awe-inspiring peak and eventual symbolic downfall. It's a story of innovation, justice, splendor, mystery, pride, and catastrophe, a true tapestry of human experience. This ancient empire continues to fascinate and educate us about the complexities of power, civilization, and the enduring human spirit. Get ready to journey through the rise, fall, and enduring legacy of one of the most iconic cities in human history. This isn't just history, it's a saga of faith, ambition, power, and destiny that still echoes today. First up, we tackle Act 7. By the rivers of Babylon, the captivity of Judah. Imagine the sheer heartbreak. The Judeans, exiled and enslaved, sat by Babylonian canals, weeping for their lost homeland. What was life truly like for these conquered people? This episode tells their poignant story, revealing how, amidst unimaginable loss, they preserved their identity, meticulously compiled their sacred scriptures, and forged a faith that would outlive an entire empire. We'll explore how this dark chapter gave us some of the most immortal and moving psalms of lament. It's a testament to resilience you won't want to miss. Next, in Act 8, we ascend to the Tower of Babel, the scattering. Prepare to uncover the fascinating truth behind one of the Bible's most famous metaphors. We're exploring the colossal ziggurat of Babylon Etemenanki, the very structure that most likely inspired the legendary Tower of Babel. This episode deciphers the myth, revealing it as a powerful, timeless story about the perils of human ambition and the divine fragmentation of mankind, with Babylon squarely at its core. It's a narrative about pride, downfall, and the birth of diversity that's profoundly relevant. Then the party S, definitely over in Act 9. The writing on the wall, Belshazzar's feast. This is pure drama. We'll recreate the decadent and blasphemous feast thrown by King Belshazzar, where he dared to use sacred vessels from Jerusalem for his revelry. Suddenly, a supernatural hand appears, writing an ominous message on the wall. This chilling, unforgettable moment signals the dramatic end of the Babylonian dynasty, a divine judgment foretold by the prophet Daniel himself. It's a story of hubris meeting its inescapable fate. Hold on to your seats for Act X, the Cyrus Cylinder, the fall to Persia. How does the world's greatest empire truly fall? Not with a bang, but in Babylon's case, with the brilliant diversion of a river. This chapter details the ingenious Persian conquest of Babylon by Cyrus the Great. We'll examine the Cyrus Cylinder, a revolutionary declaration that's often considered the world's first human rights document. It freed captive peoples, including the Jews, and utterly reshaped the ancient world. This is a masterclass in strategic conquest and humanitarian vision. Moving into the realm of enduring symbolism, Act 18 presents the Whore of Babylon, a legacy in scripture. Witness Babylon's astonishing transformation, from a city of stone to a powerful, often terrifying symbol in Western thought. We'll explore how this once mighty city evolved into the apocalyptic Whore of Babylon in the Book of Revelation, becoming the ultimate archetype of corruption, luxury, and evil, prophesied to face destruction in the final days. It's a journey into how a physical place can become a profound, timeless metaphor. And finally, our epic saga concludes with Act 2 scene. The Shattered Gate echoes in the dust. We'll travel to the dusty, evocative ruins of Babylon in modern Iraq and trace its artifacts scattered across the world's most prestigious museums. From the groundbreaking Hammurabi's Code to the timeless myth of Babel, this final episode reflects on the city's incredible, enduring legacy. It's a powerful testament that while empires may crumble to dust, their ideas, their stories, and their innovations truly can shape the world forever. This entire series is an absolute deep dive into history, faith, and the human condition. You absolutely don't want to miss a single moment of these incredible stories. So, if you're as fascinated by ancient civilizations as I am, please hit that like button, share this video with your history-loving friends, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming adventures. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments below.